Start YouTube. Hello. But although that is not the title. Just do Godot. All right, and we'll pop this out. Dreams. How's it going? Welcome to the YouTube. That was quick. Oh man. So we're gonna do something unique today, and we're gonna start planning how to make a YouTube series for a multiplayer game that I can actually like publish. Not the game, but the code. You know what I mean? Because I keep working on this multiplayer project. Not my own, but like a test demo Godot project. And I need to actually like launch it and make it be a thing. I tore a ligament in my wrist, and I'm not saying. I just come to congratulate you. Come to congratulate you. I mean, I have all these custom icons, like custom for the different systems now. It's great. But it's this multiplayer FPS version. So this is my test multiplayer project. They're already whipped up. It uses like some sources for some other things. I made the level just as a prototype. So there's some things that kind of go behind, and I also like there's still a few like assets I want to remake. So what I want to do with this particular one is remake this, not remake the whole thing. There's some prototype stuff in here. But hey, look at the subs. Dr. Blueberry coming in with the tier 1 subs. Thanks, man. So I want to do a whole YouTube series, just taking the basics of multiplayer and actually kind of setting it up. And this will actually take a lot of the code from Unforgiven Space, and kind of like showcase it. So the goal of the project is to end up with fully rigged characters, rigged body colliders, full like nice state machine, and to actually like I'll start off as just like a project intro, as how to set up Visual Studio, get Godot running, and then every single time I'm doing these in the future, I'll just reference like, okay, setting up a player. So we'll always have like a pill, standard character controller. And I'll kind of like go from there, so it's a lot more easier to follow along. And this was a thing I set up so we can kind of, I think the goal originally, I wanted to test like anchoring. Obviously, space game, totally get the idea. How's things going, Blue? I've been busy as hell, man, with work. Work has been, new job has been crazy, but can't complain. Actually having enough money to pay off debt is certainly a good thing, but it's it's taken a while to kind of get into the groove. It's a small team, so there's only like 9 of us for like all of like Canada, so it's busy, right? So I want to do a project setup. We'll remake this test scene in Blender, and we'll remake the guns and some of the animation. So it'll kind of be like a very basic, like, first we'll make the pill, set up VS Code, make our character controller in test empty room. We'll do some level design, and we'll reset up a version of the scene that people can follow along, and actually kind of get to this point where they can kind of play with each other, and make it like this house thing is terrible. There's a bunch of stuff, but like I really want like publicly us to get to where I am in this project here. So I have this empty call it just FPS. and this is like the FPS testing project. And I think, you know, I should be able to quickly catch us up. Oh yeah, see the audio is being completely glitchy. We got a hype train happening. Let me get back to the. Oh, it streams with the Prime sub. 35 months, dude. 35 months. My time, eh? So this is the you know, these are Kenny assets for the textures. So like this is kind of where I want us to be with this. Right. Full body controller. You know, we'll actually take in all these animations. We'll do like a series of just right, setting up like sprint, crouch, right, the you know, weapons. And we don't necessarily need to go like obviously into like Unforgiven Space level. But the idea is we'll work towards what will be like a test Godot project for C#, where we'll have like, you know, a vehicles room. And if you enter the vehicles room, you can like spawn a vehicle, jump in it. I mean like a land vehicle, something with like two-seater, like GTA style. We'll have different projectiles, different types of authority switching, right? Like just to showcase like, hey, in a multiplayer game, you know, here we are in a multiplayer test map. This is everything from AI logic, like, you know, we'll have some wandering NPCs that, you know, you can bring in 2 players and see how aggro works within like the 2 NPCs. And you know, and all of this stuff is just stuff I'm doing in the main game anyway. So C# Para would be proud, right? So, you know, like this, you know, level of so yeah, so I'm here to do the first intro, kind of like setting up the project to kind of get things going. But I got to get OBS actually set up. Hey, Fusion, how's it going? Yeah, I need to get. Let me know what the audio and stuff like that is like too. It's being very glitchy on the streaming PC, so I'm like not, you know, too concerned about it. So yeah, that's the goal. Is sort of like, and we won't use this particular character, but we'll model something that we can actually you know, whip into place. And you know, that'll be good. Because you know, I've said for years, you know, we would do this. So that's the goal, is to get to this point. But for now, we're in Bean Land. Because the issue is I want to keep adding to this project and, you know, extending it, but I need to keep the code, you know, for each iterative build. So if I do a YouTube series, like if we do a YouTube video with setup, you know what I mean, and then I take that particular branch, like so I'll do like one branch, and we'll just do you know, sort of one project, and I'll do a branch for each series, right? So this, what's been done in that series will be in that branch. Then I'll just keep working on it and working on it, and then for each one it'll be like, this is the code, and you can pull down just that branch on GitHub or vice versa. But I think I want to put some of the code for it on Patreon. Like, so I want some of it to be fully accessible, and then for some of the other stuff, you know, we'll put it on Revere for some of the, like, you could follow along and make all of this, you know, from scratch. And for anyone else, I'll just throw it on like Captain's Club, you know, just to kind of help put money towards the project. So that's the you know, the idea. I gotta actually change this with my new icon and not the old icon. But yep, so I figured I'd stream, you know, just because I'm gonna be working on this now anyway. Because the first thing I want to do, I'm just brainstorming, because, you know, you guys are kind of the audience of how we want to set up, you know, our little spawners and whatnot. And I gotta make sure all that's coming through. Right, so like setting up VS Code, setting up the actual like debugging environment, like all of that needs to happen. Like I even have my VS Code stuff set up in here for my debugging for Godot. So it's kind of maybe I'm glad, because normally like the default doesn't actually create. That's interesting. It actually created this one. It's actually close, but I mean, I don't know where it's getting this executable path. because this is actually not the unless this VS Code one was always here. Actually, it might have actually been. So I was just setting up like this so you can actually like, you know, attach it in the editor. But yeah, we need to actually like change this. I'm actually curious if we just generated that, or if it's always been there. Well, I'll use the one from my main project anyway, and we'll see how things go. So let's kind of dive into it. I'm going to put this under. I click up. We're going to do a breakdown. I'm going to try to do one of these a week. So this be a part of the main business. We'll create a new list that we're going to call YouTube. Sure, why not? Just got to make sure they connect to the right process. I had issues with Godot versions. I had to do like a C# connect. Then I had to debug. Yeah, for most of it, it's just like it not finding the right path. Like I think I might just kind of set it up where we're using like where I add Godot. Like maybe the right appropriate thing is just to like, you know. But I had 2 versions of Godot, so that might not be a thing. But I was going to say just go into the environment values and just add Godot to a path, and then use like a quick shortcut for it, right? But I mean, my build is not always called that. It'll be like Godot.custom. You know, whatever, or Godot.mono.custom. That exe, but you know, I gotta find music that's gonna be good for it. But anyway, let's yeah, let's give this a red icon. For YouTube one, there is. Boom, YouTube. So monolithic YouTube, its big thing right now is only gonna be board. With a to do. And the first one's gonna be project setup. This will be like one full video, and so it's just gonna be like installing Godot. I might actually just go and probably run through the manual. Connect is fine. Like, don't need that much now anymore. So we'll do like installing Godot. Installing Mono. Well, actually, in this case, it'll be .NET. Installing VS Code. Setting up the project. It'll be like very basic. Setting up the VS Code. So setting up the project, you know, generating files, setting up VS Code, and setting up the debugging. And I'll have to do a link, so we'll do like a link to sample VS Code. So we can modify it. Just iron out a bare bone UI for the same inventory. The network bits, so it works the same for everyone. Enough to build on. Nice. I want to chat. Maybe you might have some luck issue that I'm having, but it's not like a super big deal right now. So this is kind of the idea for the first one. This is just called project setup. So it'll be like installing Godot, installing .NET, installing VS Code. Should be doing this maybe in a VM, but maybe, you know, whatever, it's fine. I think what I'll do is we'll create what's here in the C drive right now. Yeah, because I still have 4.3 stable. I have it. Yeah, maybe I'll just make something on C drive or something. Straight road. Then there must be the build of Godot. What is this? Oh, that must have been a build I did a long time ago. Yeah. Yeah, I'll do like an apps folder here. That'll kind of work out. Just make it easier. And we won't show hidden files. Just leave it as simple. Alright, there's all my development stuff. I just have nice hash, man. It's been a minute. No, I don't get anything. It's almost like time for like a fresh thing and stuff. Put up the speed everything. That's my old build of E-Spray. Mini cube would probably go. Alright. I'm just cleaning up stuff right now, so I can kind of just have my C drive cleaned up to kind of work with when I'm showcasing this stuff. Yeah, so we'll put Godot in here, and we'll kind of set it up with just the standard build. I'm just hoping the standard build works with my, then again, it probably doesn't really matter. We'll install the standard build, but we'll actually use my build for actually working with everything. Yeah, because if I go and download, yeah, so we'll do Godot, download latest, download .NET. This is already there, which will then place into our apps folder. Then we'll grab the .NET SDK. Now, yeah, I'm going to recommend probably, I guess, the 8.0 because we don't really have 9.0 support yet. Because this will be LTS. And I think with it already installed, it's not going to do much other than run through, which is fine. Yeah, weird. It's totally already installed, but okay, yep, so then that's fine. Yeah, I need to figure out how people do the normal stuff that they do when they're recording themselves and they're also recording the webcam. If they like do it in 2 separate passes and kind of just put it together after. So it's a lot easier to kind of do some of the footage, as well as the, you know, just keep it separate. I'm not sure like how well that would work. Maybe you need to run like 2 OBS instances or something. Yeah, so the debugging. I kind of wish I uninstalled that. Anyway, that should be fine. We'll never know where the best viewer is at. I know, I killed them. Yeah, I'm not sure the best approach for setting this up. We're just gonna like YOLO it. Anyway, I need to get OBS actually working, so I need to, like on my gaming PC, not on the streaming PC, because that's where we're gonna be recording. The magic is going to be happening. I'm gonna unplug my Kobe. It's not needed. Maybe this will be a good thing, you know? Alright. Alright, so I had an issue with the OBS background removal being a pain in the ass. Because I wanted to do what they were doing, which is run 2 and just have the audio and the video just be recorded kind of separately. And we'll do it or whatever after. When I add our video capture device, so it'll be our C920. I'm not getting it. Come on. Yeah, I don't know if this thing is. I don't know if the monitor's being weird. I had to like plug it into the actual PC, but the hub on this thing used to be fine. Or it's the settings of the NVIDIA. I'm trying my NVIDIA, like I upgraded from my 3070 to the new card, and obviously the old SDK stuff was for the 3070, and for Ada Lovelace, whatever, it's a little bit different. Okay, well, I don't know. We have anything here? Bring this down so you guys can see what we're doing here. We're looking at OBS Inception. Right, so we should have our other webcam, which we're not doing anything with really. Yeah, it's really weird. It's not this one. Nope. Nothing. And it's definitely not filters, because we don't have anything here. Chroma key, so it's not that. Yeah. And we're not getting anything. Yeah, we're going to this camera. We used to work on it. I wonder if the PC is not actually plugged in with the monitor, so let's see if I have a connection plug. Okay. So I have like one free port available to me. Let's see if that works. Deactivate. Could be one of these. No, nothing. Come on, webcam. You can do it. Yeah, maybe we gotta nuke it and re-add. Let's re-add the source completely. Add a new video capture. Just call it cam. Hey, okay. That's exactly it. So this webcam will be the one for the gaming PC. And we'll add, let's see if the filters work. So the audio effects are there. But nothing on the video effects still. Okay, so let's just kind of crop this down for the time being. And throw me in this test corner, because I'm already in the real corner. Let's get the cam in. And let's save this. Hello, that's not what I want. Save it. What those controllers? Oh, because it's scale. Alright, so let's take a look at this. Put it on log files. So we're still just getting out of hand. There's two of them. I know. It's because we have a streaming PC, but I want to actually set up the gaming PC to record just the desktop and record the audio and the video, hopefully separately. So that way I can just talk and go through it and cut it all. And the audio and video will be in that. And then I'll just do the presentation. There's a lot of that we can just snip through it. Like, you don't need to sit and watch me type everything in the video. So it'll just kind of, you know, make them as short as we can, but while being, you know, able to follow along. So this is not finding the NVIDIA. Yeah, so it loaded the AR one. Yeah, so the audio effects library is working, but the video effects library redistributable not found could not be loaded. What does that even mean? How do we even fix that? And it's already installed. Yeah, the last one will land. Yeah, if the FX is disabled, redistributable not found could not be loaded on OBS. Weird, but it's totally installed. Alright, let's hide me for a second. Let's take a look here. See kind of what we can find. Yeah. Because I have a 4000 series, or right. So this video effects one, this is the one. But I previously had the other version installed, so I'm wondering why. It's like it must still have like those old references or something. Right, unless there's some like standardized NVIDIA broadcast SDK. I don't think so. Because this is already installed correctly. Right, unless there is an old reference of it kicking around. I don't think there is. Because this was in NVIDIA. Video effects. But there's stuff in here from 2014 still. Even though I uninstalled it. Maybe we'll just kind of do a random here. Let's see if it gets left behind and remove it. Okay, so the old stuff is still here. Okay. So is that OBS? Maybe we can just mute these. Okay. And now we'll just reinstall them. Yes, audio effects and AR seems to work fine. Thanks for that. Oh, it's Godot. How do we deal with that? How do I fix this without well, anyway, let's reinstall real quick. And we'll just see if it gets detected. I think you definitely are on something though, so this is the correct one. So hopefully that gets rid of all the old DLLs that are being installed. Because the issue was like this computer had just, you know, 3000 series versions anyway. But I'm not sure like if that's like, you know, the culprit or not. Okay, whatever. Let's see. And the models are there. I don't know. So we're good on that. Let's relaunch OBS. Okay, and then turn on our cam. Check our filters, and nope, nothing. We'll open up our logs, and then we'll close it. All right, logs are up, killing it. Last log is 754. Looking for NVIDIA. And we're looking for VFX, same thing, distribution. Did they have a fix without having to compile it? Right, and we're using Ampere, like this is the one that we were supposed to use. Yeah, and there's like How can I downgrade the CUDA SDK? Although there's a test build. Hang on, is there a release test build? Oh, that's a release test build of OBS itself. So we could use an experimental OBS version. I copied the files over the installed version and they show up. But which event stocks are now missing? Bug is fixed, the doc bug is something unrelated. How did he fix it? What did he copy it from? So yeah, this test build works. Should I just use the test build? Let's do technology. Well, we can put it in AppSpan. I don't have an OBS install here. And it's not the streaming PC, so it's not like it really matters. Technology. Listen, it's because I want to do it. It's because I want to actually make a YouTube video series and actually like see if it actually increases the popularity of the game and helps shine some light on some of the issues that I have with Godot on the multiplayer side. Maybe you know, more people following this stuff as we get deeper into it and they're able to make the same things. Right? It can help. So, you know, that's the idea anyway. Alright, so we're going to try out this test build. Allow. Alright, so we're in 31. Okay, well, it keeps all my profiles, so that's good. So let's check nuke this. And we'll so that's that's a win for Fixius. That's 1 point for Fixius. Yep. So it is a bug in OBS. Interesting, the lighting on the this version versus, well, I guess it also is the background choice that I've kind of picked. It's a bit kind of pink purplish or whatever, and I'm getting a reflection of it, so not the best lighting, but hey, let's undo this now. And in reality, I don't think the yeah, I don't actually think we're kind of chroma keying. I don't need low light compensation. Yeah, it can be a lot better without the low light, much more smoother. And we just increase the that is not what I wanted to do. Oh my god, go away, default. Weight balance. Thanks. Apply camera. Default. We want auto. Gain. It hates me. Yeah, should we just auto exposure? Okay. the mysterious second dev. Yeah, the low light sucks. I really need to get more light on it. What it's going to do. Yeah, so we could. Yeah, now there's we have a me over my shoulder, whispering into my ears. Should lag one behind. Be funny. Cool. Okay, well that works. And now we need to. It's even working with the teleport too. It's cool. Teleport still set up, still sending. Okay. This version, do the wave. How's it going, Fennec? Yeah. So I think that's gonna work fine. And then this. So we'll just set up our mic. Audio input capture. I don't know how well this mic, like I'm just gonna use my headset mic maybe for this and gotta redo it over. I don't know. What's that headset do for the time being? We'll see if it works. Sure. Alright, we have some recording. I'm gonna do all the overlays because we're gonna be just doing nothing but yeah, Unity can go away. Let's remove this one. But I don't think it's actually the. I just lost it again. Why? Like that webcam. It's just not showing up at all. Why do you hate me so much? Remove. Let's get rid of all this other stuff. Just remove everything that I'm capturing here. Except for the stream lines lights. We'll do C920 again. Perfect. Alt. Okay. Add in done. Done. Yeah, because we're just gonna set all of this up. VS Code under detail screen, stand that we're actually on. It's gonna be deleted. Alright, so we kind of this was a good call. We'll just pin this under start. And yeah, no, it kept everything, so we should be fine too. So we want to just make sure we end up pinning this one. So we're in start. Yeah, let's just keep it in the dock actually. I like to change the icon of it, but that's good. All right, so that's good. I like that. So next. Perfect. All right. So that worked. That worked. We're good. Getting there. Don't know how good I like my microphone audio. there's a filter for that too, but whatever, we gotta get these going, you know what I mean? So let's do, yeah, so let's figure out how we can be recording me. Now that we have this extra OBS set up and we've saved everything. It says that we can create 2 scene collections. So we can create one for just the webcam. So if we do a new scene collection called webcam, this will be the one we switch to. You just record the webcam only, with the NVIDIA broadcast, kind of behind it, and I can put it into the footage like afterwards. I can just like kind of do all the B-roll of things, and that way if I got to crop or kind of cut things, I think it might make it really easy. And then we'll add in here the overlay. So this one should just be so this will be webcam. I won't call it C920. It's gonna be just it'll be the same webcam. It'll be the filters, but it'll be full, like the full resolution 1:1. So we'll remove the background, and we'll keep it. Yep. And this will be like fine. So then in here, let's change the resolution to be whatever the default is, which should be like 720p on the webcam. So in this particular scene, I wonder if we can actually change a scene-based like size. Maybe we can. Either way, so that way I can kind of record these at 720 on the webcam side, but I'm not sure if that's possible. Like, I don't think we can create a profile. There's entire profiles. Do the profiles change? Do the profiles change the settings? That's what I'm wondering. Probably not, because if we're just recording video separately, which I think would be much better for editing purposes, to separate code and the and the actual like me chatting with audio being synced up, then it'll make it easier to kind of crop and cut. We're playing, the ADHD YouTuber 101 here. Yeah, and maybe that's it. We just kind of run this, and we'll see how it goes. But I don't really need to be recording this thing. When I do recording on this version, I kind of want it 720p, and I was watching earlier, literally in my history of YouTube, the guy was like, "This is how you can do both." Because C920 is only 1080p anyway. This guy, right, he's recording his gameplay at the same time, and he keeps it separate. You guys can't. Oh, hang on a second. Just realized, because you guys are going through this, you can't see. I don't know if that's coming through. No. Oh, why don't I have audio coming over teleport? Oh, okay, so just he's syncing it to an action. Alright, that's fine. But it's still weird. Yeah, I guess if I had like a 1080p webcam or something, some better lighting. Also, don't forget to make the output of the instances two separate folders with web glitches. Alright, let's give it a go. We're only going to learn if I actually do it, so I mean, hey, whatever. So let's save this profile, launch OBS. Here we have our audio. The other thing too is like which one's going to end up. Hey, Sublex. Welcome. This is like going to be the weirdest stream. I don't know why the audio is music is too crazy. We're doing we're doing recording. We're actually doing YouTube videos. It's cool anyway. You know how I keep saying, you know how you keep saying that you're gonna join me in VR, and I keep saying I'm gonna make YouTube tutorials, and you know, like we're not in VR and there's no YouTube tutorials. Okay, so what we're trying to do is we're going to do this multiplayer series. I've already gotten ahead of myself. Okay, so the idea, I don't need your excuses. You know, here I have a multiplayer test project, and we can join in. Right? I want to go. We want to go through the bean process, like you know, from bean to fully fleshed out full body experience in Godot multiplayer. Right? That's what I want to create. I want to create the experience of actually, you know, because I want to evolve this project. I want to take this project and actually bring it forward and up to date. So the idea is we're going to just spawn more server-side boxes. Oh, this thing? That's the whole point of this thing is to create a merry-go-round where you're anchored in multiplayer. Spin the wind, exactly. Right, that is my jam, right? It's multiplayer. So, but one of the things I was trying to solve in multiplayer with this test project was players inside ships that are, you know, acting extremely erratic. You really wouldn't want to do this in probably in VR. So today, the goal of tonight's stream is do an intro to this. But everything you guys are seeing is on the streaming PC. I'm going to be recording on my gaming PC, so I'm actually going to record with my headset mic, and that might sound crap for the video, but I'm not changing my streaming setup. This is one of those, like, I just need to make a video. You know, step one, right? So we have the project management here, you know, set up on the old ClickUp. You know, we know what the plan is, right? You know, the plan right now is to plan is for the internet to not be slow, right? So we have here, I have this new YouTube project management board, and boom, board view. So project setup, this is going to be the first one, right? Installing Godot, installing .NET 8, installing VS Code, setting up the project, generating the project source file, setting up the code, and I want to actually show people how to debug, right? Like if I could just do that, then whenever I'm talking about something, we're like, hey, refer to like video 1 of this series, and I can do the thingy, and they can go and watch it, right? Or whenever I'm like, hey, we're going to use our character controller from episode whatever, then the repo's there, and it's like, boom. You have your bean, you know what I mean? So I was gonna sit here and suffer, but I figured, hey, let's just stream it. Let's stream the streaming of the making of the video, right? Because we're gonna be going into Resolve and, you know, editing and, you know what I mean? I might as well just, while I have a second PC sitting there doing something, we might as well go into Resolve and, you know, go do the whole thing. Just bang it out, right? Because then I'm, you know what I mean? I can't be lazy. When I was checking out like what master's program to take, a person who would become my master advisor in the program had introduced his work as knocking people out. Turns out he worked on latency in VR. Some experiments would make a participant fall to the floor because of the latency experiment. Oh wow. Yeah, so that's gonna be the, you know, the goal. I gotta remove some of these old projects, man. How do I delete projects? Yeah, so if we can learn how to get good, then, you know, boom, get good, you know, write the thing, and knock it out. So that's what we're gonna be doing. Because once I get into this, we're gonna remake this scene in Blender, so that'll be a Blender video. You know, we can kind of, I don't know, you know, and the code for this is super simple. Like, this is very basic, you know, character controller. There's some RPCs in here that actually don't even need to be in there. They were just from before. So that's why I'd like to kind of start it off as a simple game, and then we'll add in our, like, you know, our multiplayer synchronizer. And, there's a lot of references here that can be removed. But we'll, you know, we'll kind of start it off, you know, kind of fresh. Hey, hey Revere, how's everyone doing? We're doing good. Hey Machi. Right, so that's the, if player is standing at, yeah, latency plus 10. That sounds terrifying. So was the experiment then to actually intentionally make the player sick, like to see what a player could really be exposed to and whatnot? But this is it. Like, this is all of this whole multiplayer planet. We have a box. We have a box spawner because we're learning how to, like, do callable functions. So, like, if things join late in the project, they also exist in the scene tree. We have a camera. We have a client. We have our game manager, which is really doing nothing. It's like a singleton auto load that's going to keep track of our clients. We have our, you know, that's it. We have a ride, which is kind of, in my case, what I'm using to designate those nodes. It would be like a ship, and we have our server. So it'll be a good time to kind of go through and clean this up and then just publish it. Like some of these, like, prefabs, like this can just be a vaccine. There's a lot of, like, stuff I think we can just kind of clean up. And I think when we do the multiplayer menu, we'll create our own little class for the menu to bind all of our you know, singles to. So you won't have any, like, menu code in the server. It'll just be the server and the multiplayer menu and our delegates we're subscribing to, and then our, you know, on connect, on disconnect, on peer, right, on server start. And yeah, I think it'll be fine because there's a lot of crap code. So I mean, you know, but I can't get good at doing this by not doing it. So, you know, whatever. All right, so let's do the project setup. So let's move this up here and trying to get this going. So you're seeing a second me, but in the recording there won't be a second me. So I don't remember the details. I think he was trying to find a benchmark of sorts for when the latency is too high, but I'm not quite sure. I mean, one of his papers is Measuring Latency in Virtual Reality Systems. Authors, I gotcha. I can't pronounce those. Terrible. Ivar, Ijomo. Yep. Butcher names. Butcher names. Okay, so according to this, we should go close this out, run the new instance, run a copy of it. Oh, it's Norwegianese. Gotcha. So we run 2. We launch them anyway. Now God knows what you guys are getting, because I have 2 versions of OBS, including the OBS that's being sent. Now there's just OBS Inception. Now there's too much stuff happening here, right? So we're going to turn one of these into the webcam. But that's right, and then in this one, we won't have the webcam. So we need to remove the webcam. Before we do this, let's go make sure the webcam is only available in each scene. So here in this scene that you guys are normally seeing, let's delete all references of the C920. Okay. So that hopefully won't run. We really aren't going to be doing any application recording per se. I mean, I'm going to kind of get a bit more clever with it, but just one screen right now is fine. And an overlay, which will have the banner. And then in the scene collection for the webcam, we just want the webcam. So we run it again, we separate them, and then hopefully it'll work. So I want to make sure that saves. We'll relaunch our 2 instances. So now we have the webcam one, which is what you guys are seeing. So we'll switch this one to be YouTube recording for you guys, so it goes to you guys. We'll launch the second one. Yep. And the second one is going to be just our webcam scene. So now we have only the desktop, and then we have only the webcam. And this is looking pretty good. So they say the trick is when we're recording the desktop audio footage, if we can steal my microphone on both, if it can do that, then we can use the audio in both as the synchronization between them. So then we'll have a fully chromed background for editing, and then we have our full footage. So this way I can kind of talk and go through the process as I'm doing it, but we can cut if we need to make things simple. So we'll see how well that goes. So they're saying that when we're setting up, yeah, they're not really seeing, there's a lot of crap we still need to remove, and I wonder if removing it is actually even going to save. Let's kill the second one. Yeah, and save this. The mic, I want to unmute, but I don't even think that mic is set for the HyperX. So this is the actual microphone that we want to be recording into the track. We won't have any audio compression or anything, but oh, you guys are actually getting the audio coming through twice now. It's telling me it's actually working. Let me mute that. Okay, good. All right, so this is now fine, and let me make sure we're getting the audio on both. Let's see. So this is going to be our main recording. We do have our audio. Everything is now good. We run our second instance. The second instance launches for the webcam scene, and on the webcam scene, we are going to. Damn it! Should have waited. We need to just add the because it's the same profile that we're saving. We need to actually add the audio input capture for the headset. Yeah, this works. We'll make it a thing. So we'll actually take the audio from our microphone, and now this will be set up here. Good. Let's exit it, and now let's see if that actually works. So now we have 2 OBSs, one main one for you guys. This will be our YouTube recording for the desktop, using our microphone as our kind of our guide to synchronize it in DaVinci. Then we're running a second version, which we're going to launch anyway. The second version has access to the same audio. This time, this is going to be the main audio this time. So we can even turn this one down, and we're going to separately record the webcam. And yep, and then that should be fine. And like you guys here are hearing space music. I think I have the music on, but that I can't hear that. That's all on the streaming PC. So we're just kind of isolating things. Hopefully it works. And then the only main thing we need to do now that the audio is coming through and it's fine is set up our recording setup. They have two different locations when we're actually recording. So we want to be, and I've never done like, a lot of this stuff. So we can't edit it right now because I'm prompting it to you guys. So we'll do AV1 in bank. It's supposed to be going to videos. Yeah, just the only thing is not being able to change this. Generate file names without spaces. Will it just create a new one each time, I wonder? Let's turn off teleport temporarily. Okay, and now let's go into our yeah, just so we can get this configured. So I know you guys can't see my desktop. Okay, so then all we should have to do is this is all set up fine. I don't know if the bitrate for recording is going to be that great. It looks to be fine, and we're gonna do videos, and then when I do the second one, we're gonna give it a new one called do cams. Okay, so we'll just have to switch it on the new one. So now, if we relaunch our OBS. And for this one, like I said, we can actually re-enable the teleport for you guys. What did you break now? Not much. And then, so this is now set up for desktop recording. We launch our second one. On the second one, we turn off teleport because that's for you guys, and we don't need it. That enables me to change the settings on the second one. To put the output in our cans. So now we're recording our full desktop in 1080p, and we're recording our camera totally separate. And we have our audio, everything. So we can move these now up to my monitoring. My hair looks not a 10 out of 10, lighting or anything right now, but hey, it is what it is. And then we should be good. So I'm going to go ahead and start recording the webcam. No, I don't want to start streaming. I start recording. Start recording. Okay. And then we'll start recording over here. So we should have both of the systems are now recording, and they don't seem to be too bad. And we're actually we're live. Action. Well, the great thing is it's action, and we can just talk and pause it every time. Right. So we can we can see how things go. Right. Don't no script. All right. And we need a swig here. Should have had a script, but you'll. Yeah, and here we go. Something feels right about unscripted teaching. Yeah, want something to drink? I still got my coffee. Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be going over a multiplayer, or the start of our multiplayer series. So this will be kind of first video in the series, just setting up Godot and kind of getting started, with Godot. This will be like the reference project for things in the future. So we're going to get started. So first thing that we're going to need is to head over to our Godot engine. Godot. Look at that. Engine.org. See, and these are all the wonderful things that we can crop. Once we're at the Godot engine, we're going to be downloading the latest. Latest at this time will be 4.3, but 4.4 is kind of just around the corner. And for our specific project, we're going to be focusing on everything in .NET as a kind of an ex-Unity developer. A lot of the channel is mostly going to be focused around .NET, but hopefully we'll move more into some GDScript options in the future, but that's going to be kind of the basics. So we're going to be getting the .NET version of Godot. Once this has been downloaded, we're just going to open it. Godot doesn't need to be installed, so all we have to do is just go ahead and grab our Godot folder. And in my case, we're going to be installing it into C drive apps, but it can be anywhere. It doesn't matter where you place it. All right, so we're going to take our specific downloaded version and we're going to place it under apps. And then once we have our Godot downloaded, we have it here kind of ready to launch. But the next thing that we're going to need, because we are using the .NET version, we check down here at the requirements, we also need the .NET SDK. So for our case, we'll be using .NET 8, which will be now the standard for Godot going forward, which is the LTS version. So we'll be downloading the .NET. The SDK in my case is already been installed, so we'll just go through. I'll just do a repair just to showcase what you would be seeing. And we just let that finish. Again, anytime, like, you know, I don't have to be talking, I can kind of be mute or whatever, and edit out anything, you know, this whole process. None of this is happening in the video, you know. Maybe I'll leave all this crap in and just chipmunk it or something. And we can do as many takes as we like, which is lovely. How is everyone doing? The repair has been completed. I could do an uninstall, run through that, and do it again, but I think that's fine. Once that's installed, we can close that out and go ahead and launch our Godot. And then we're greeted with our good old Godot kind of landing page. Well, we'll set up our new project. Before we do this though, with Godot finally set up, we're going to go ahead now and get Visual Studio. So we're setting up Visual Studio for VS Code, or Visual Studio Code. I'm going to redo that one again. Yeah. Alright, so next thing we're going to be doing is setting up VS Code, so we can grab VS Code from visualstudio.com. So once we go to visualstudio.com to download code, or code.visualstudio.com, we'll download for Windows. Run the installer. And in this case, I already have it running. Is it because, oh, it's because I actually have it running. Okay, let's just close that out real quick. And we'll redo it again after we accept the cookies. Alright, so next thing we're going to need is Visual Studio, which we're going to grab from code.visualstudio.com. We're going to be downloading here for Windows. I've already installed it, but so we'll just kind of go through the process. Just make sure they accept the license. Default location is fine. You could optionally add open with code, but it's going to add itself to path. Create your desktop icon. Go ahead and finish your install. And now we have Visual Studio Code. And right, and now we have our Visual Studio Code and ready to go. Next, now that we have Visual Studio installed, we'll actually go into our Godot and we'll set up our new project. So I'm using for my old projects a custom version of Godot, but we're just going to go ahead and create. Go ahead and pick your project path. It could be anywhere. For this particular one, this will be our main FPS multiplayer game. So we're going to call it FPS multiplayer. And it won't be, you know, it'll kind of start off, or we'll just call it. We'll start off with just FPS, just to kind of keep things simple. I think I might already have one here, so I'll probably create just an extra. Yeah, so we'll just say Godot projects, and then we'll create our FPS project for the series. All right, so this will be our FPS project. With forward plus, and then we'll create and edit. And then once we're now in Godot, we're pretty much ready to kind of get the project set up. So our first thing we're going to be doing is kind of getting the Visual Studio or VS Code set up with the project. So in project settings, we are going to be, make sure that this is actually clear on the recording. Okay, so first of all, in our Godot engine, let's go to editor and editor settings. If we scroll all the way down, we're going to be looking for .NET editor, and we're going to be making sure that Visual Studio Code is going to be set as our default editor. We don't really need to do a custom path for VS Code. It should actually detect it. But we will need to know that Visual Studio Code will be the default editor, and that should be kind of like, you know, the basic stuff that we kind of need right now to get going. And then just to kind of get started, we're going to create a new folder. This is going to be scripts, and inside scripts, we're going to create our new script. This is going to be under C#. You can hear it a node for now. We're going to change it, but we're just going to call it new scripts player. This should, if done the first time, force the creation of our project. So if you notice now that we have a CS file, there's now a build little hammer that has just appeared on the top of the screen. If we hit build, it'll actually show it's building the .NET project. And if we actually go ahead and double click on our player.cs, this will actually go ahead and open up VS Code, and it'll show us, you know, that we do have a FPS project, which is now kind of set up for the project, and we can kind of like move on to the next steps. So now we've kind of created our player script, or our initial player script, and we have our Visual Studio kind of set up and ready to go. So our next step is going to be kind of setting up Visual Studio so we can actually kind of do some debugging. We can actually like launch our project from here. We can set up our breakpoints. We kind of set up all of our kind of fundamentals. And for this, we're going to be creating in our project. If we go and create a new folder, and it's going to be .vs code, and in our VS Code folder, we're going to be creating 3 files. So there's going to be, in just one moment, I'm going to open up another one here. Yeah, let's do all right, so inside our VS Code folder, we're going to be creating a launch.json, a settings.json, and a tasks.json. And then for the launch, we're going to be kind of, and I will post this probably on the Discord and into the chat, but in the Godot documentation, Irish John coming in with the raid. We're making YouTube videos. You're actually here to follow along and learn. I actually have the full streaming setup kind of fully working here. We have the webcam being recorded. We have the desktop audio being recorded. We're actually going to be going through and making a fully comprehensive multiplayer environment from scratch. Like when it's done, you'll have like full body multiplayer similar to what I've already made around in the space so far, and that's going to be the idea. So you're actually coming along for the process of me recording, I guess, video 1 of the series, which is setting up VS Code for Godot, setting up all the stuff that we need for actually doing correct debugging, because there's not a lot of information on that, and actually like going through and defining. Thanks for the follow. Right, so yeah, that's the idea. So let me find. I have like a bunch of yeah, sounds great. Shark, how's it going? Wonky Circle, Sigma, Bit Gamey, you guys are awesome. All right, so hopefully if you just follow along, you'll be able to learn how to do all this stuff with Godot yourself as well, and we'll see kind of how things go. So we've in a recap, we've already downloaded VS Code. We set up .NET 8. We've set up the basic project, and we're just creating our reference VS Code files that we're going to need for debugging. So yeah. So for the next step of this, right? If we go to Godot VS Code, right. This is actually a part that's like not well documented. Like, it's terribly not documented, even like on the documentation. So like Godot docs, and then we do VS Code. I do want to like in C# basics, it talks about compiling with .NET, and it talks about setting up VS Code, but the default settings, like setting up these launch.json files, you know, so these are the ones that we need. We don't really need the settings one. Actually, the settings one is just define what the default project is. So maybe we'll nuke this one and we'll just kind of redo a go through again. Yep. And then we'll just kind of modify it. All right, so next in VS Code, we're going to be setting up our actual settings for doing our debugging. If we check debugging right now, we can't really, there's no real option. So we're going to be customizing this so we can actually attach to the editor. We can actually do our debugging. We can set up watch, you know, things and go through the whole like frame. This will be super important in the future, and I'll be referring to this video when it comes to project setup in the future. The configurations for these files, I'll actually post either on the Discord or probably in the description, maybe as a link. So we'll kind of I'll clarify and I'll post that somewhere here. So yeah, so let's get started. So for in documentation of how this is set up for Visual Studio Code. So on the Godot engine docs, right, we have to create a launch.json, a tasks.json, and the default Godot documentation stuff for Godot 4 is not that kind of detailed as far as like the setup. So I'm gonna share mine. We're gonna take it from the other project. So getting going, first we're gonna go ahead and create our tasks .json, and for our tasks, I'm gonna go ahead and copy the version that I currently have here. So it's gonna be for version 2. This is kind of setting up our build for .NET. This is just pretty much the standard that's referenced on the Godot documentation. The major one, though, is going to be the launch.json. With the launch.json, this is where it gets kind of more interesting, because these are all the different kind of launch configurations we want to have. And I'm going to go ahead and paste in mine and kind of go through it. So for the configuration, the first one's going to be for just launching the project for build. And what we're going to need to do is, if you're copying, my own example, is this is going to be the path to where Godot is going to be. So for yours, in the case of the example that we just set up, we have placed that in our C drive under apps. So our path to our actual stable is going to be what we're going to be setting up. So yours might be a little bit different. So if we go into the general here, this will be our full path that you guys are going to be copying on Windows. So you would just go ahead and just replace this with your version of Godot. Just keep in mind that you'll need to kind of switch up the backslashes for the forward slashes. Just make sure that we're in the same format for the strings, and just do this for each of our settings. And I'll just go ahead and change it for each of these. And we're just going to save it. And then what we'll notice now, if we just kind of close out everything and we save it all, and we kind of go back in and open up our player.cs script. There's a few more things that we'll need to set up. But now when we go for debugging, you'll notice we have launch select scene, launch editor, and attach to process. This means now when we hit launch, it'll actually connect to Godot, and it'll kind of ask us, which scene we want to run. Now we don't have any scenes now, so it doesn't really know which one to actually connect to. So there's not really anything that we can kind of choose. So what we're going to do is come back into Godot. We don't really have a default scene, so we're going to create a new scene. This is going to be our world. We're going to save it under a new folder called scenes. And this one will just be world is probably fine. So now we have our scenes for our world. And if we go back into the project and we hit launch, it's actually going to prompt us. Oh, one more thing. When we hit play here, yes, we're gonna use our world scene as our current scene. And there's nothing here. There's no lighting. We're very much at the very start of it all. But if we save it and we just confirm in project settings that our main scene is actually set for the world scene, and we save it in VS Code in the future, when we hit launch, it'll actually launch Godot in that scene. And if we hit launch select scene, it'll actually ask us, which scene do we want to connect to. And this will actually run Godot right here in VS Code, and we can actually start debugging. So, for example, in our player, if we do like so we do a public, override on ready, And all this thing is going to do is like gd.print, hello world. And we just go ahead and hit a breakpoint, and we're actually going to launch with a scene. Oh, we don't actually have a player in here actually, so we're not actually going to get that hello world. Let's abort for a second here. Yeah, take a breather, because I do want to like highlight that. So maybe we'll do like a world or a server. We need to kind of like go further in the actual development of the actual player to be able to kind of highlight this, but I do want them to be able to kind of just hit launch and then know that it works. Yeah, so with this setup, yeah, if we hit play with select scene, we can select scene to launch. And because our main scene doesn't have anything in it, it just launches, and it's just running. And we can also attach to the editor. So in Godot, we have our editor. If we currently have our scene running, and we want to head back in here, and we want to attach to process, right? It'll look for, you can go look for Godot that we currently have running. And in our case, we're looking for our stable, is the one I think that we're running here from our builds, right? And we can just go ahead and attach to this, and now, NV debugging. So many different ways that we can kind of approach it with those 4 options. The final option is going to be probably grabbing a few of the add-ons. So once you have VS Code, and we have our actual launch set up, and we have our task set up, we're actually just going to go to settings, and we're going to go to extensions. And if we search Godot, we're going to be looking for Godot tools. This is actually one mostly for a lot of GD script stuff and for attaching to the editor. It'll do like GD script language, it'll connect to the language server. There's another one as well for C# tools for Godot that I've also installed, and there was another one that I have, which is kind of optional. Like you don't need a lot of these. If I can find it under my installed, maybe this is actually a part of Godot tools. Oh, I think the Godot tools for C# actually automatically creates this configuration. Play in the editor, launch select scene. I'll need to explore this a bit more, but anyway, we'll install our C# tools for Godot. Yeah, so we're doing Godot-tools and C# for Godot. And if this is a new Visual Studio install, we search C#, right here in C# language support, go ahead and install the language support, the C# dev kit. Right, so you'll need, maybe we should just kind of go through, yeah, I'll go through these again real quick. Yep, so for setting up VS Code extensions, in your VS Code, we're going to be going to our little cog, extensions, C#, make sure we have our C# base library installed, the C# dev kit. There's going to be C# tools for Godot. And another optional one would be the Godot tools. And then this will give us some extra tools like viewing the scene tree and being able to kind of help automatically generate some of those that we kind of already pre-configured. And now with everything working, we're going to go ahead and create a few more scripts in our scripts folder. So for our world, this is just going to be our little kind of like what we'll do is we're just going to let's go ahead and kind of create our very basic player script, or maybe not. I'm trying to think. I'm just going to stop for a little second and kind of figure out like what we want to kind of go through list, or if we just want to kind of leave it with the debugging, because I don't want to create the player quite yet. And we don't really need a level. Let's kind of do that. So to test our debugging and test our debugging here in Godot and Visual Studio, what we're going to do is we're going to create a little test script. So here in our scripts folder, we're going to create a new script. It'll be C#. You can extend node, that's fine. This is just going to be our level script. So create our level script. We're going to go into our project here, and with everything kind of working, we should just be able to do a public override, and you should see here these are all kind of the default Godot methods. We're going to be overriding ready, and we're just going to do a gd.print hello world, and what this is all our level script is going to do for now. And we're going to attach our level script to our world. So over here in the inspector for our world node 3D, we're just going to quick load our level script. Once we've done that, we'll just do build. And you'll know this is working because when we just hit play, even though there's still nothing in the tree yet, it is saying hello world. And then what we can do, if we just minimize this and go back into, close this up, go back into VS Code, if we actually go ahead and in our hello world, we add a little breakpoint. And instead we do the launch scene, so we're going to just hit play, we're going to launch that world. It's now building and launching here in VS Code, and it's not letting me take it down to show you. Of course, it has to be rendering off screen. But as soon as we hit play, you can see this has actually been broken, and here we are in the ready. And you can actually kind of see this is the node that's actually calling it, and we can actually kind of go through and kind of step through the whole frame if we need to, but all we need to know for now is that it's actually working, and we can just hit play to continue, and then our FPS level is running here normally. You can pause it now at any point and kind of start stepping through functions, but this is not found, editor's not found, bit file's not found, thanks. Yeah, I think that's fine. We'll crop that out. So yeah, we're getting our break on our hello world, and we're good to continue. And I think that brings us into kind of everything we need to kind of get going. So we just have our level, we have an empty kind of a player script that we're kind of starting with, and this is kind of going to be everything, I guess, for the first little video, and then we're going to kind of move on next to creating up our little bean. We're going to create our little initial map with our player and our very basic player controller for just simple little character running around, but this will be just kind of the project setup. and we'll edit this down and we'll put this up and with the scripts, and then we'll move on to the next video in the series. And now for you guys, we're going to move this one down, and we're going to hit stop. And then this one got recorded, and then we're going to hit stop. Now this one got recorded, and now what we want to do is in our project management for this, let's go ahead and actually attach for the YouTube stuff. Yeah, let's create like a file list, because I actually want to, so for project setup, let's actually attach, yeah, so let's do, yeah, let's grab these from our actual project. So we actually do that now. And let me know how you guys are actually doing, or how you think of all this stuff. You guys are all quiet. And if the music is still working, I don't have no idea what the music is like. And we'll see kind of how we go here. Projects. Because I'm hoping that this will be followable enough that we can get to a point of putting the first part of the FPS code up, and you know, and hopefully it you know, works. Because it'll really be more like I guess as I get further in the series and people are seeing like the controller and what it's doing in multiplayer, it'll become more popular at that point, and then people will have to kind of backtrack, you know, and kind of like play catch up. Godot. Because I want to do another one of like organizing your folder structure for Godot, because you can make things like super, you know, you can really improve your Godot organizational stuff. Yep, so we're just putting these in new projects, right? These will be the new projects, FPS number 1. And we want both of these, if we can actually open them both. So our launch and our tasks. And we'll put those up into the description. And yeah, I guess we will do next. Let's take a screenshot of, yeah, we'll do Godot. Let's do a screenshot of this. Wherever my screenshot tool is. I think I closed it. Where is that lovely screenshot tool? Yeah, so let's hey, what is that called? Shot. Photoshop? I have no idea. I'm trying to remember what that screenshot tool was I installed the other day, which fixed my issues that I was having with where is recently installed? Flame shot, that's it. Thanks. So we'll do print screen. Boom. Okay, save. Desktop. Boom. And then in VS Code, we want a shot of VS Code. Right, so this will be like VS Code. Maybe not with my project, but with that project. The first project that we're working on. Open recent. The project, FPS project. So this one. Ignore for now. And we'll do let's screen that. Okay. Save this out on desktop as code. Done. Turn off Mozilla. Turn off Mozilla. Why am I turning off Mozilla? I use Firefox for everything. And have a good one, Irish John. Thanks again for the raid. Let me give you a shout out. Oh my god, if it will actually like let me tab complete the thing. There you go. Perfect. Alright, so yeah, so that's next we're just gonna game. Do. There's gonna be like literally like speed running the crap, you know, out of these. They kind of like do a bunch, like as many as we can do. Right, so we're just gonna be opening. Because I don't want it to. I want to work on the game. You know what I mean? We'll do unmodified. So after the folders, so we like VS Code, boom. Right, because we want a thumbnail, and then we're gonna open. We're gonna append our next one, which is gonna be like this one, right? And then we're just gonna do this. I read about it. Alright, and we're just gonna delete that and create an alpha. And then that's gonna be deleted. And that's how that's gonna go down. Right, so this is gonna be files, projects, YouTube, FPS, let's go 1 from 4. And then we need to just open up Inkscape and we'll grab our thumbnails. We'll just do that. We'll do this now before I go in and edit it. Try to be like super quick. Alright, so we are looking for. I gotta find these now. So looking for Revere. SVGs. Branding for stream. Maybe be right back. Starting soon. Streaming, branding, labels. Nope. I thought it was under branding though. Maybe not, but they should exist here somewhere. Let's see. It should be something like Blender. Where'd it go? Logos, video logos. This one? Is this it? No. This. So these are my tutorials. So we need the Unity one, this one. So let's bring in that one and here. If we can, we might have to like bake it out or something. Open as a layer. No, let's do it in Inkscape then. Fine, do that one. So we'll do file, open. Let's do this. We're looking for our thumbnail for, yeah. So this is going to be, yeah, so this will be FPS tutorial. FPS series setup. Maybe. Can I like nudge that over? Okay. Okay, if it's a series, and then this one. Not the greatest thumbnail, you know what I mean? We're just gonna save this as thumbnail. FPS one. Yeah, and yeah, and then we'll just throw in. We'll swap out this one with the one that we just kind of created. So instead, for this image here that we're embedding, we're going to go ahead and change it to the one that we have in projects. Yeah, so it should be projects, YouTube, video as well. Oh, data, files, projects, YouTube. Yeah, I mean, where did I just put that? What did I just call that? VS Code. Energy. Yeah, we're not even, yeah, we're getting ahead of ourselves, so this hasn't been saved yet. We're going to export this as in files. Yeah, so data. Files, projects, YouTube. So I really don't have YouTube here. I thought I made one. And FPS one thumb. And then we'll take this. We'll use all of this stuff. Yep. So then projects, YouTube. Spot this out. So we'll have VS Code. And then we probably should do like an outer glow or something. But I mean, like, it's not that bad. Installing. Setting up Godot, actually. Installing. Setting up Godot. VS Code. Sure. Yeah. Let's do that. And then we'll just kind of can't like think about this stuff so much, you know what I mean? Yeah, setting up Godot and VS Code for C#. Alright, review your FPS series. Series, is that a fine word for it, I wonder? I guess so. And then we'll save this, and then we'll do an export. And we're going to be exporting. Yeah, we'll do PDF. Actually, that has to be done under the other function. Yeah, so we're doing 1080p, exporting the page at 900 dpi, and it should be going to files, projects, sure, export, it's saved, and we're good, and we close it, and we save it on close, and now we have everything we need for DaVinci And then in DaVinci, we now have a cool video. I don't know if I want to keep the, yeah, I think the thumbnail is fine. Where is resolve? I don't, yeah, why is that not loading? Alright, let's close out these. Is resolve still like in the background somewhere that I can't see it? Nope. So why is it not running? Hello, DaVinci Resolve. Where are you? Just dead in the background. Makes sense. Now it's running. Alright. So we are going to create a new set a project. So this new project is going to be FPS_1. We're going to put it in files projects. Projects, YouTube, FPS1. Okay, and then we're going to, no, we need a project library, or just a new project. Maybe we actually don't need a library for it, or maybe the library could be all of them that we're kind of looking at. Yeah, because we could have just, yeah, let me just undo that. I don't even want, yeah, it's not what I was looking for. Yeah, we just want a new project here. Help with this one. Set up. And there we go. And now we're just going to bring in what it's asking for. An update is available. Skip, don't care. Alright, so we need to go into, let's go through the process. So first it's going to be the media. And we're just going to import the two. So from cam, we have this one. We're going to change it. And then we're also going to import from non-cam. We'll do sort by date, and then it should be this one. Right? So then these are going to be the ones that we're going to be working with. Yep, and third, this seem to be pretty good. Under timeline, both our videos. Now we can kind of bring these in. So let's bring these down. And Revere, I just got back. Is it supposed to be a black screen? No, it is not supposed to be a black screen. That's me closing out the other version of the thing. Yeah, we need to go back to our scene collection for recording. Profile. YouTube recording, and then turn on. And then you guys can see what I'm saying. You guys let me know if it turns black like that. I forgot to close them all out to start doing the editing. And we're going to turn on total again. Actually, no, we're not. Alright, so now this is all set up. You guys didn't see any of what I was just doing. That sucked. I had gone in and actually made a new thumbnail for setting up VS Code. Right, this is FPS series. This will be the first one, which will be our setup. And I think it looks pretty good for for the prototype. And we have our video thumbnail versions. So these are good. This is going to be like the kind of the main. This will be the ones we use when we're dealing with Blender. And this is going to be the format for some of the smaller stuff, or what do you want to call it. So that's going to be the workflow anyway. So we have our starting point here, which is this one. You know, setting up VS Code, setting up our project. Hopefully the video is not shit. Don't have to redo it. Don't know. Got to learn how to do it. You know. So now, I'm hoping that here we can actually scale this down and add an alpha to it, and it'll all work. But I won't know until we actually go and try it. So for this one, how do I crop it? Gonna be a lot of Googling here real quick here. Let's see. Let's ask Chippity. DaVinci Resolve. How will I crop a link and overlay a desktop capture and an alpha. Okay, so import your footage. Yep, did that. Select the webcam clip in the timeline, and then the inspector to expand the cropping section. Adjust the crop and enable softness. Add an alpha to make the background using the chroma key. Okay. How you feeling? Can't be too bad if you're streaming. I'm on the mend for the most part. I'm actually, if I can make a YouTube video, it'd be fantastic. But, little guy's not doing good. The whole family's sick, so I don't have him this weekend. So I figured, it's 9 o'clock. There is a possibility maybe I can make 2 videos. I don't know, this weekend. We'll see. Export with alpha if needed. Resize and position. Go back to the edit page in the inspector. Under transform, adjust the zone. So how do I move the stuff around? So in the let's edit. We are in edit. We have both of our footages. This one. Yeah, I don't know if they need to be swapped. They say in an inspector. What did I mean by inspector? I don't even see. This is the inspector. Okay, that makes sense. Transform. There's some cropping. Zoom. Zoom it out. Okay. Can we move it around? Is there actually a cursor at some point that we can grab? Position. I grab this and move it around. No. Whatever I've done, it just made it worse. Okay. Alright, cool, that works. But it kind of sucks I have to move it, the position manually. Oh, not for this one, but for the... Yeah, why can't I just... Oh, because it's keyframe. Okay. So I literally just have to manually place it where it needs to go. And then for effects... I don't see... So, yes. Is there a quick way of scrolling to the beginning? Oh my god, this is gonna be so... Oh yeah, here. Timeline. Alright, cool. So there's 2 audio tracks that we can sync with. So now it's doing the this part. So how do we add? Click on the timeline and hit end on the keyboard. Oh, to go back. That's to the beginning though. Wouldn't it be home? What are we saying here for the add an alpha? Your webcam footage has a solid. I mean, it kind of has an alpha. Use chroma key, green screen removal. Switch to the fusion. Click on the webcam clip, and then shift space. Look for a delta key, and hit OK. So in the fusion, just this one. Yep. So here in fusion, we have the clip. Okay. Media in. Okay. Shift space. Okay. And we're looking for here. Okay. We've added a oh, cool, node base. Interesting. And we're going to say the background color. See, the thing is, there should have been an alpha on this stuff. So picking black is kind of dumb. Right? There is an alpha on this footage, you know? But maybe it's not, because it's coming out as black anyway. Right? So maybe we'll have to do like pure black as alpha. And maybe we're not recording the yeah, like the alpha reference itself is no. Problems. So when they recorded the webcam screen, there was still like non-alpha. So I'm wondering if that actually truly is non-alpha on the footage. So this cams. Yeah, I don't think that's actually a pure alpha. I mean, it's an alpha when you have things underneath it. So in reality, when I actually, no, maybe a second version. So this webcam scene is doing background removal, but it's not saving as an alpha. So really we needed a pure green. Under the webcam to actually like if I'm gonna record it to be put in. Still some like stuff behind it. It's kind of weird, but I think it'll be fine. Because it'll take the chroma like pretty much with pretty good accuracy. But the issue is like, yeah. Let me just restart this side real quick. So you guys can see that. Yeah, so we might have actually had to add a chroma to it. But that's so weird because I've taken videos as an alpha and an alpha. But like if there's nothing else in the scene tree, they've usually recorded as having an alpha. Use the alpha in the color page. Go to the color page, right click on the node editor, and add an alpha output. Enable transparent. In the edit page, click on the viewer and enable show transparent background. If your background turns checker pattern, your footage has an alpha channel. Or add a background node and set it to a solid color. I don't know. Because there's an alpha channel. But I do not think that alpha channel has anything. Yeah, because I really want to get rid of the delta here. And just go in and do that. What would they say to do then? Use alpha from the color page. Go to the color page. So this is the color page. On here, on this one. Okay. Right click on the node editor and add an alpha output. Add an alpha output. Oh, it's doing something. Let me switch you guys back. So I just realized running around. Thing again. Yeah, I don't. There is an alpha or something. Is it sound or is it alpha? No. Yeah, there is an alpha. Connect the blue to your clips one. If the background tunes checker pattern, then the footage is already alpha. In the edit page, viewer options, 3-dot menu, top right, preview window, enable show transparent background. Okay. That's what I mean. Yeah, I don't think it has an alpha. I think we might be done for it for a bit. Might be. So it sucks too because it actually looks like it is black. but it's not going to chroma out, so I might have to redo it again. But I need to figure out how we can actually record it with alpha in OBS. Mm-hmm. So set up OBS to record with an alpha channel. In the settings, in the format, yeah. Set recording type to move or MKV. MP4 doesn't support alpha. We're using MKV for FFmpeg, so that supports enable rescale output. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're good with that. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't see like the standard view they're talking about. We're just enabling the colors. In the inspector. Check the file properties. You have a background node in the timeline. Okay, well, let's check this file properties first. That'll be, so we'll be under like files, the media itself. Where do we get access to the properties? 60 FPS. I don't know, see clip details? I don't really. Under alpha mode, select clip attributes. Right click on your footage in the media pool and select clip attribute. So media pool, clip attributes. Alpha mode, pre-multiplied. Can we change it? No, it would have already been pre-multiplied. So it's not saving. Okay, so we kind of know now. So I don't want to mess with the OBS settings if I'm streaming it to you guys, because I gotta keep turning it off and on. Let me turn off teleport for a second. Okay, if you guys can't see for a second, but I want to check the settings for recording. I really think we can knock this out, man. Recording. High quality videos. We're doing MKV. We're using NVENC. We're using AAC for the audio. That looks fine. Like, yeah. I'm gonna change it to advanced. So, advanced recording. Encoder, FFmpeg, AAC. Audio track is there. Custom FFmpeg. Yeah, it looks fine. Looks fine. Yeah, I don't see anything. I mean, I know like we'll get it anyway by putting a color in there. Right. I'll be right back. If I just do what I'm doing, which is put, you know, this. If I change it now to the webcam and I just put green, it'll work. But it's still like, we should be able to just save it as alpha. Be right back. In the Fusion Node Editor, it's where the magic happens. I would like for some of the magic to happen. I don't know. Like, in the Fusion... Wait! Wait! What is this? What is happening? There's Alpha! There's Alpha! Oh, that's because I went to the washroom. What did we do? I didn't do anything. We have Alpha. We'll take it. Because we didn't do... I'm reading a lot of clipping. Can I just pause this? Just pause. Okay. What do we do? How do we do the thing? Okay, so back to this. But the issue is like it's still not like, you know what I mean? Like applied. Or like do we have to go through, right, media output, like this comes in, works, goes to output, but then how do we get this back in where I can actually see through the preview? You know what I mean? Yeah, I don't care about the transparent background being in Fusion as far as creating another output that has transparency. But like, I just want to know, how do we get back to the I gotta mute this, man. Like, mute. We only want the main primary audio track. Because it shows that we're doing something to it. Yeah, because really, we're just gonna solo this clip. Wait, this. Yeah, because this is our output. Media in to media out. Find in the media pool. That is it in the media pool. Anything happening if video... Okay, let's do that. Maybe we are kind of... so in the ordering, because it has this magic thing to show that something's being applied. But maybe you're right, maybe it's not over. So that is back to here, the timeline. What do I have happening? It's a poem. Yep. How do I reorganize these? Here? Kinda-ish. No. No, I feel like this one does need to be on top. I really wish it wouldn't like do that. How do we get like the output of this going back to where we're like editing? Like open in the Fusion page, right? This is the Fusion page. In the Fusion page, it's fine. Let's ask Jippity. Again. Okay, so in Fusion, add nothing to the background. But in the, what do we call the other tab? Cut? Or, oh, edit, because they're already cut. Right? If your footage has alpha in the Fusion tab but does not appear transparent edit tab, ensure that the alpha is passed to the edit page. In the Fusion, check the final node. It's usually media output 1. Click on media output more and ensure alpha is presented in the channel. If not, connect it to a delta keyer. We shouldn't need to connect it to a delta keyer. So like this is media output 1. More like that, but that seems fine. And it's totally working. Yeah, like this seems fine. In the inspector. And we're going to media output 1. And then the other is like connected to a background. We just do a regular background because we don't really need a delta. We're not really, like, there should already be one. How do you add tool search? Color. There's a chroma keyer. There's an alpha multiply. Like we could go to a chroma keyer, but like a mask background or something should be all we need. Wait a second. Why is there 2? Hey reviewer, do you notice that Sega's doing maintenance now in SA? Yeah. Go back to edit mode real quick. Hang on, there's 2 things here. Okay. And then we're on edit. There's an alpha here. Oh no, that's just an alpha composition. Invert alpha. Okay, I'm gonna not fuck with this. Can you click the timeline control button and change the background mode there? Button, far left of the mouse icon. Like, where? Click the timeline control button. Like, this is, like, what's the timeline, this thing? Timeline control button. The left is the orange mouse icon. Don't get you. You can click the timeline control button and change the background mode there. It's the button to the far left. The very, very far left. Like here. Viewer background. Checker. Like, I get that the alpha must have a rendering cost, so turning it on is going to be like more expensive. But like, it's so dumb because it looks like it works. Like, it's here in the media selection. Like, maybe does the timeline need to have like color, alpha? Don't think so. What are we doing? Yeah, like how do we get? Like, we're here and this works, right? We have this output and we know it's working without any settings. Like, we know this has alpha on the video. What are we doing wrong? Does this have to go anywhere else? Is there anywhere else we need to redirect this thing? This one's called left view, it's called right view. Right? Domain high quality frame. Right? Media out 1, where it's supposed to be going. Media in. Comes in, goes out, has alpha. I figured out the alpha output set up in the color tab from when it was initially trying to do masking there. In color tab. In the color tab. Do I need to connect something to alpha? Because when I add this alpha here, that's when it looked like it fixed. Oh my god, wait, what happened? What? We have keyframes in here. Go away. Yeah. Oh, are we editing? Are we editing? It looks like shit. What is that? What is this? In the background? What the fuck? Ship it. What even do that? What cursed insanity? Interesting that the glitchiness only happens. Why is this not actually playing? It's just like my background for eons. Or is it just so far out of sync? That's not a bad idea though. Just save it and reopen it. Open and close it. We need to suffer through the learning. What is it doing now? Hi, Rosella. What are you doing? You're not even like reloading. Why do you hate inside? I don't know. Anyway, guys, it is almost 10 in like 3 minutes. Probably gonna leave it there. Close, you know, like if we get something. And if I can learn some fusion tomorrow on the stream and try to bang that out, it'd be good. You know, at least I need to know that recordings are happening, so I could keep going with the recordings and I could edit them in my free time. Right? So at least like once I know the formula is working, if I just feel like going into Blender and like doing the level design, I can just bang that out and I can edit it all kind of, you know, just start putting it all together. We're gonna go raid someone. Thanks again, Pixius. I think you get a bunch of wins today. Lots and lots of wins. But I'm gonna go and we're gonna end it here.